Hi, my name is Tamara. This is the Festival Network. My mission is to create a platform where industry professionals can be authentic about their journeys. Join me as I take you behind the scenes of the amazing culture that encompasses more than just music. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. In this episode, I get a tour of the Wakaan Festival grounds with one of the founders, Waylon Clark. Waylon Clark is an Oklahoma native who has made a significant impact on the EDM community. He is also a very busy entrepreneur. Some of his businesses are Subsonix, the OKC EDM promotion group, Rare Diamond Agency, a management and booking agency. He is the co-owner of Wakaan Music Festival. He is also the owner of Glamour Dining Nightlife and the owner of Royale Sandwich Shoppe. Waylon has played a crucial role in driving the growth and progress of the Oklahoma EDM community over the past 9 years that I've known him. In 2019, Waylon partnered with Liquid Stranger and his manager Loper to create Wakaan Music Festival. Wakaan showcases talented artists specializing in experimental bass music. Waylon prides himself in his events having outstanding production quality to ensure that us ravers have the best experience possible every single time. This is an opportunity to learn from one of the trailblazers in the festival industry. I hope you gain an appreciation for the work and passion that goes into creating such a magical festival as Wakaan. Without further ado, enjoy this episode with Waylon Clark. What made you want to get into throwing festivals or shows in general?
I used to do, I was into music and did shows, and I started booking shows for myself and my friends, and then it just kind of grew from there. And then, I kind of got out of performing myself, so just kind of started making connections. Like, I played some music festivals or whatever. I played this festival in Vegas. And
what was your DJ name?
That's actually a rapper.
Oh, rapper?
Yeah. So I was doing a festival. I did a thing in LA and then in Vegas. I was kind of getting older, and I was like not really wanting to do it anymore. So I was like, I just got to start networking. So I started really focusing on meeting people and networking for like long term. So then I met a bunch of artists and then kind of networked with them when they would come through on a tour going to Dallas. They'd hit me up, come to Oklahoma City, and I was doing really small shows. And they just kind of kept growing and growing. And then I was like a rave kid growing up in high school. And I always had a passion for that. And I just felt like, robotic was so awesome. And they kind of paved the way for what we did with Subsonix. I mean, they definitely did. But, I just felt like it could be bigger. And then meeting, Happy, and then kind of connecting that, and then connecting with Disco Donnie, it just kind of snowballed and kept growing. And then, meeting with the Wakaan guys and
you just
and
make
Martin,
connections.
then
You get to where like your circle grows and you all want to support each other. So it's not just about you anymore.
To network with people who are focused on safe shows, providing that experience for patrons. It's not just about money. It's about doing something bigger than that. It's just creating something. And, I grew up in Oklahoma. It was not a whole lot to do. I mean, we drove out to fields and drank. We were like a big small town. And I moved, after college, I moved to Dallas, worked there. And then when I moved back to Oklahoma City, I was like, I want to make cool things happen. And it's just kind of my goal to start, doing cool stuff. And I feel like, I've done my part as much as I can to put my stamp on it. And
is there anything that you're looking forward to in the future for Subsonix, like over the next 5 years? Big plan?
I mean, we're constantly looking at ideas, different venues. I'd love to someday put a festival in Oklahoma. The goal originally was to do Wakaan in Oklahoma. But this was just too beautiful.
I mean, I feel like it's way better. Way better than anywhere in Oklahoma, honestly.
There's just not a lot of places with infrastructure like this. And Wakarusa coming through, and they did a lot of great things for the property. After they had the flooding, they built new irrigation. They invested a lot of money into this place. Wakarusa was so ahead of its time. Like, I feel like they really,
as far as camping festival.
Yeah, in the mid, but just doing something with like, I love like Lollapalooza. Wakarusa was amazing. Like, Bonnaroo, lineups that are so diverse.
Yeah.
Like
with Wakaan though, it's like you said, it's more of a community, and when you keep it within like a certain genre, there's some sub-genres that will fall in that category, but the fans are they're gonna have that same energy, and they're all just gonna vibe the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I love about this. It's just like when the lineup drops, people are just like so excited.
As a festival goer myself, 9 years, you go to some that are great and some that suck, and you know which ones to avoid, and you read it online, especially now with social media, you can't get around that. So
well, that's one thing about this team is like they are so in tune with like what people say, and we literally sit down after and we we read all the posts. And
you're listening
good, the
to
bad, and the ugly. And it's like, it's helped us. Like the first year, people were like, man, I wish they had more porta potties. It wasn't like a horrible situation, but we could have used more. And we freaking doubled them, and we clean them 3 times a day. And if more, if we need to. And not a lot of festivals they want to save money or whatever, and they won't invest into something like that. But it's like, you can get by and not do it.
Right.
But why not?
The experience will be better for everyone, and then you won't have bad reviews on your festival.
Like last year, my buddy sent me a picture from Twitter. He was like, glowing review of your festival, and somebody's like, these are the cleanest bathrooms. I could like sit down and eat a sandwich at the toilet. It's like, he's like, man, that speaks volumes for your festival. Like, yeah, for real. So, that's the things with this festival. It's the little touches like that. It's just going the extra mile to make sure people are comfortable and having a good time. Because you're stuck out here, 3 or 4 days in nature. It's like you want to make it the best experience possible for everybody. So
well, I think you guys are doing a great job. And I mean, it looks great. I can't wait to see it all in action. I can't wait to see all the stages completely built. So with everything going on and all of the oversight that needs to be done, all of the moving parts, how do you make sure that people are held accountable and they're showing up when they need to be doing their jobs?
That's what's awesome about our team is they are very self-sufficient. I always say we put aces in their places. That way you have people that are badasses at what they do. I mean, I've learned a lot from the people that we've hired. Like, I was green. I'd never thrown a festival. I had to learn on the fly. And, a lot of these people have shown me, like, what to do. And that's what's really cool. It's like, I may be above them theoretically, but I mean, they've been doing this shit for, like, half of our staff year one, I think, came from Wakarusa. So they were just excited to be back on the property.
Yeah.
They knew the ins and outs, the trails. They showed me these trails.
That's awesome.
So we've been very blessed and lucky with that.
Yeah, that's really good because, and it's also good that you give them credit too, and you're not the kind of person that is like, I know everything, it has to be done this way. Like, I think a good leader is someone who is willing to listen to the people that you're leading, so you guys can all be on the same page, and they want to feel heard too. They don't want to just collect a paycheck. They want to feel like they're part of something. So
and they bring great ideas, and whether it's my restaurant or a local show or here, I'm not the type that's like, oh, I know better than everybody, because you don't all the time. And like, I'll always listen to people's ideas. I'll always, take them into consideration, because people can bring you great ideas. Like, oh, damn. I mean, just like Timmy, who we met earlier, he was like hired on last minute, and they were like, can you just run the vendors and the porta potties and the
this
VIP
year
bathrooms?
Like
no, the first year.
The first year, okay.
And then, I mean, that was way below what he does, but he fucking killed it, and now he's one of the top guys out here, And but he goes all over. Like, he's involved in so many festivals. He has his own festival he throws. It's a beer festival in Charlotte. So, and like I said, Dan came from throwing festivals, creating 2 huge, great festivals. So just having good people around you, it's great because it makes your job easier.
Yeah. Do you see yourself working with any other festival in the future?
I've been approached by a few. I'm just very selective about who I work with.
And you're loyal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would never do anything that would like compete with what we're doing
Right.
here, but like there's things I could do, and I get nervous because if somebody does something and they fuck it up, like your name's on it too at that point, and you may not have control. I worked with a group called Pollen. Timmy and I both went, and it was like a Afrobeats festival in Vegas, and they took over different venues, and we helped manage the stages, and it was like at Dre's.
That sounds fun.
Oh, it was amazing. We were meeting all these like artists that are like huge. We had no idea. We're just like like doing a cattle call for a sound check. Like, you're late, blah blah blah, and then somebody's like, you can't talk to them like that. I'm like this guy showed me this video. This guy, he's playing in front of like 1 million people in Africa. I'm like, oh shit, these guys are fucking.
They're huge.
Yes, and then like, but they loved us for it because they were just like, we kept it real with them, and then like the end of it, there's an artist, Davido, huge Afrobeats artist, like flew on his own private jet, invites us down to like, he rented out the bottom of Dre's, like the underground club, I guess. And we just sat in his booth, like with his wife and friends, and just drank bottles till like 6 a.m. So it's such a cool experience. But yeah, I'm not opposed to working. Like, I love to be involved in different things, especially something like that that's so diverse and different from what I see all the time.
I feel like those are starting to get a little bigger, Afrobeats. I've seen some advertised where they're combining that with like spiritual workshops, like meditations, things like that. I
still talk, and Timmy does too. We still talk to some of them on some of the artists on Instagram or whatever. Like, there's a DJ from Houston. I think he's gonna come play. And then there's a guy, E-Cool. He's from Africa, but he's like in Atlanta. So we're trying to bring those two together and just do something different. I'm always trying to like figure out what's something different to bring to the table.
What are you most excited about that's new or that has changed this year as opposed to the first year?
I think just the production we're doing is like, we've really taken our time to like focus and build a really good crew. Like our light guy, our audio guy, everybody's just really good. So like Troy Boy, it's just so crazy to come from where we used to have to hire all these different people, but now they all work for me. We may sub-rent equipment and things like that, but just to have that in-house, and they're like passionate about their goal is to never do the same look twice. So every show, if you notice this, when you come to the farmers market shows now, every show is a different layout. The LED wall is different, but it's the same guys building it, but they're always just trying to
get creative.
Yeah.
And they probably look up the artists and see their visuals so they can plan and
100%.
Yeah.
Like Daydream, I kind of wanted to do the same setup as last year, and they're like, no, we're doing something totally different. Okay, I'll just show up, and you guys. So I'm usually very pleasantly surprised. I mean, I have to look over safety-wise. The last, like, there was a few tweaks I had to make on some LED wall stuff. Just being outdoors, it can get a little dangerous. So but I tweaked a few things, but it's cool. It's cool to be surprised. I mean, they've designed both these side stages this year, and I think they've done. They're not done yet, but from what I've seen, I think it's going to be really cool.
The artists are more inclined to come if they know that it's consistent every time. So
I think that's one thing that really helped us grow, was artists always loved us, like our hospitality staff, like we kind of go above and beyond, and like I remember 12th Planet, like we brought him and he like loved us, took a Subsonix shirt, and then he like wore it. Like I saw him wear it at a couple different other shows. Like he's performing in a Subsonix shirt. There's a picture of him and Subtronics, and 12th Planet has the Subsonix. So that was a huge like pinnacle for me. I was like, oh my gosh, 12th Planet's wearing a Subsonix shirt out of Subtronics.
Who's doing the lasers this year?
Laser Wolf.
Laser Wolf, nice.
Laser Wolf's doing main stage. Subsonix is doing the 2 side stages.
Okay.
But some of the lasers for the side stages are from Laser Wolf.
So is this same stage as last year?
No, we do a scaff build, so it builds out. So it's kind of the same concept, a little different. We did triangles last year. This year are like rectangles. We wanted to make a better view of, because the triangles were awesome, but you lose some of the visuals. So we thought bigger towers, bigger screens. We did a ton more lighting. lots of lasers, pyro, of course. It's really impressive, like the way it all comes together. We got a really good team.
It's a good sized stage. I like the trees setting behind it because I feel like when the sun is setting, it gives a really cool, just like aura effect.
Yeah, and you'll see at night we do uplighting on all the stages, so they're like purple, red.
Looks like it's floating.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I mean, and the drone shots from overhead are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, Martin's really big about is like after year one, he's like, we need more lighting. The trees need to be lit up. And
like Electric Forest.
Cool.
Have you been?
I haven't,
Forest,
but
or
I've
seen
seen pictures.
Sure that's how it is. Like every single tree has a light on it, so it just gives this really magical, feeling when you're walking through. It's like the forest is transformed, at night.
From the pictures, I can only imagine how cool it is. This guy in the boss jersey, that's the festival director.
Okay.
Dan, he started 515 Alive. He did Cosmic Kingdom. Like he's created a few festivals, several events. He's a badass. So here's where vendor row will be. Okay. So the vendors all started coming in yesterday, and they come get checked in, get their spots.
Are there spots pre-assigned?
I think so.
Have you tried any of the food at any of these vendors before? I was looking at the smoothie place.
What is it called? Space smoothie or something? Space fruit or something?
Don't remember which one it was, but
I don't know. It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
It's like little ice, like Dippin' Dots.
Okay.
Fruit is what somebody said.
Oh, okay.
I've never had it. I've had Mai's noodles. They're fucking amazing.
Okay.
I'm doing like a low carb thing right now, but I'm gonna have to break it.
You have to.
I'm gonna have to break it for some Mai's. I've been good since I've been here. So. But we got 2 noodle spots, and everyone says I may just do a taste off.
Island noodles are, I've heard.
Do a taste off and see which one's better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there'll be all the like merch vendors down through there, and then all the food down through here. We were trying to decide where to do the festival, and we had a few different ideas, and then somebody was like, I can't remember which, somebody was like, why don't we try where Wakarusa used to be? I was like, oh, Backwoods is there, there's already a festival. We kind of wanted to make our own mark on something, but we're like, let's go check it out. So I reached out, talked to Dewey, the owner of the property. He was like, yeah, come take a tour, I'll show you guys around. And we like pulled in, drive up through that mountain, it's so beautiful. And then we pull in, and it was like a fog down here, and we pull on the top, and we all like got chills and goosebumps. We're like, oh, this is it. I
got goosebumps, you just telling me that story.
So it was really cool.
And honestly, like if it works for other festivals, then why not? Because then they're used to dealing with people.
The infrastructure's great.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is finding a place with infrastructure.
Yeah.
Plumbing. Yeah, we have a girl named Eliza. She handles all our art and everything, and she does a really good job. So every year there's a few different things, but there's some staples like Frick Frack Blackjack. You've heard of them? It's really cool. So you bring like trinkets and different things you have, and you come gamble, and you're gambling other people, and you can win different things.
Really?
Like I had a buddy, he got like a cassette tape and like a trophy and weird
That's
shit.
So cool.
But yeah, it's fun and people love it.
Does she reach out to artists for like installations and things
like that?
So
inside the fishbowl is what we call it, with the main stage, there'll be people doing live painting. There's already painting being done. Cool. And then we have like these big stretch fabrics that'll go over at the back of the crowd to give people some shade and things like that.
And they're colorful.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Here's the Halo stage.
Yes.
Pre-party starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it'll be on this stage. Now, normally we do it on the other stage, which is kind of down in a gully. It's called Chakra Stage.
Yeah.
But we've just kind of outgrown it. It's so hard. Last year, I think we had like 6,000 people down there for the pre-party.
Wow.
And it was packed. It was like, this is the limit. So this stage has Hennessy. The patrons love Hennessy.
Okay.
Hennessy is amazing. I love Hennessy. This is their biggest deployment of speakers they've ever done. Usually they do 2 stages for us. Or last year. First year they did 1. Last year they did 2. So this year, we've got them back doing 1 stage, and then
so they can put more speakers on 1 stage.
They could have done both, but I think we're gonna do. I think we just kind of wanted to diversify a little bit. So we have Function is doing our other stage, which we've never used them out here. So I'm excited and curious. Like, I'm a big fan of the Function one. of it is amazing, and I'm excited to see it. So we'll see how people are, if they're receptive to it or not. I hope they are.
What speakers are on the main stage?
PK Sound.
So you have PK Sound, Hennessy, and Function.
Yep.
Okay.
And then first year, PK did main stage and the shocker stage, and Hennessy did that. The next year, we put Hennessy on both.
And this
we
is
loved
the fourth year or the fifth year?
So this would be the third year.
Oh, third year.
Yeah, we had COVID. I think we skipped a year or two. So this will be the shocker stage. They usually start the stage first when the pre-party's here, but we had a lot of rain, so we literally brought in. They came and they scraped the mud, brought in
gravel,
thousands of pounds of gravel.
Wow.
And then they'll come mulch it. And yeah, to make it a nice soft pad for everybody. They'll put lighting and all kinds of different decorations through the trees. This is the coolest spot at night.
This actually was my favorite stage whenever I came for Wakarusa. I think I saw Glass Animals here.
Oh, no way.
It was really sick. Yeah.
I love Glass Animals. I didn't know they played Wakarusa.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
They'll really get this going probably tonight and tomorrow.
So was the gravel... That's kind of one of those unexpected expenses that you have.
Yeah, but you just have to be prepared. Sounds
like it would be a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we bring in mulch and things, but we have companies that we work with around that are ready to bring us what we need.
So they're reliable.
Yeah. And people out in Arkansas are great. Just really good people.
There's the bird's nest.
Oh, yep.
What's your location?
That area is awesome. But people... At night, they'll put hammocks all through these trees. So, they'll just be hanging from the hammocks, watching. The fans come first. That's that is just the sentiment from Martin down. That's what it's all about. The community, really, I would call it community more than fans, because in Wakaan, it really is a community.
Yeah.
And it's such a great community. It's crazy how you can just spread information so quickly, just through a few Facebook groups, and they're always looking out. They're looking out for each other, as well as helping each other get the correct information and things like that. So it's really cool. I don't really know of anything else like it. It's beautiful.
I feel like the smaller festivals have more of that vibe from the beginning, and so it is easier to grow a following and grow a community base as opposed to a fan base, something as big as EDC. Yeah. Because when you go to a bigger festival, you're not getting the same experience.
Yeah, 100%.
So the fact that it's a camping festival already brings people together.
Yeah.
And I feel like festival goers crave that sense of community and that sense of belonging that you can't get at just a local show or a city festival that's you show up to the venue and then you leave and you don't see anyone ever again. You're building relationships and you're growing and No,
100%. Wakaan was a label and a thing in a community before the festival. The community actually created the festival. We had talked about doing a massive or something like that. I'm a promoter in Oklahoma City. My office was across from the Warpath office, who managed Wakaan and Liquid Stranger, several other artists. So we office next door to each other. We were all tight, had an idea we wanted to do a massive. And then someone literally puts out a...
what is a massive?
Well, I guess we were going to take over, but a massive would be a one day, kind of daydreams, a massive.
Gotcha.
You don't camp, you don't stay overnight, it's a one day.
That's the category of the festival.
Yeah. So we were talking about doing a takeover, and someone created a fake flyer, listing all the artists and different things. And we were like, man, what if we did a festival? And then we were like, okay, well, let's do a 2-day thing, but not have camping. And then that's when we started looking for sites. And then we came out here and we're like, well, it's set for camping. So the community actually created the festival. It was
they asked for
there's a demand. And we didn't know what to expect. When we went on sale, we were thinking, man, hope we can sell 500 tickets when we go on sale. Hope we can get 3,000 people to come out. And it's we went on sale. We shut down C tickets. Their servers couldn't
That's
handle
awesome.
it. People want it to stay small, and Martin definitely wants to stay small. I like the boutique style as well. So I think we want to keep it small, keep it here.
Because if you don't want to start expanding outside of the bass music
Like,
genre
if
and then
we-
turn it into a different kind of festival,
Yeah.
you attract different people.
Yeah.
Like it is a certain
Change the
fan
vibe.
base. Yeah.
It is.